welcome back to NWA Power. We are on the road to Into the Fire, the last event of 2026, and we have a lot to get through in these next two episodes of NWA Power. We are on the road to 2027 and a brand new year in the NWA. We're off the back of an excellent NWA Goes to Extreme show, which saw Chris Brooks retain his NWA World's Heavyweight Championship, but he does need another challenger for Into the Fire, so we'll see who steps up tonight on NWA Power. The show opens up with our usual eye candy match on the pre-show, as Natalia Markova and Brandi Loren do defeat Mandy Leon and Brittany Blake in a really good 67 rated match. Mandy Leon was the weak link, getting a 49, Brandi Loren getting a 70, Natalia Markova a 66, and Brittany Blake a 63. So a really good match to open up the pre-show. But now we'll move on to the main show. The main show starts with Corey Graves, Kane and Mark Henry in their office with Ortiz and Dozer. Graves says that Ortiz and Dozer are the future of the NWA main event scene, and they need to prove that they can carry the company on their backs during the American Dream Gauntlet final that will take place at NWA Into the Fire. Again, the winner of that match will get an NWA World's Heavyweight Championship opportunity at the next event. We'll have to wait and see who the champion is then and who gets that shot. Will it be Ortiz or will it be Dozer? We'll then go backstage to see Gucci. They say they're ready for the Southern Six. Again, Alex Taylor did manage to defeat Robbie E for the Junior Heavyweight Championship at NWA Goes to Extreme, but Gucci are not done there. They are ready for the Southern Six. They want to fight them at NWA Into the Fire. They don't care if it's 3-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 4-on-3. They don't care who joins into this fight. They'll recruit if they need to, but they want the Southern Six at NWA Into the Fire, and they're going to do whatever it takes to get that match. We'll then go to a match for the NWA World Television Championship as Mike Mondo defeats Silas Mason after an interference from Robbie E. Again, Gucci are proving their point. They want this Southern Six at NWA Into the Fire, and they have cost Silas Mason his match here tonight. Again, it is a good defense of Mike Mondo. It's third defense of the World Television Championship, but he is getting quite stale, so we may have to change his gimmick up quite soon. But then, as Mike Mondo and Edith watch Gucci and the Southern Six brawl to the back, Mondo then grabs a microphone and he says he's waiting for Weber Hatfield to return to the NWA. Weber wants him to join Edith and himself in the Revolution, and he knows that Weber knows it's the right thing to do. They need to defend the NWA from outside interferences, so Mike Mondo wants Weber Hatfield to join the Revolution. We'll then go to our next match as Colton Gunn has his debut match here in NWA by defeating Colt Cabana in about 7 minutes. Again, a really good 55 rated match. It was just a short match to show off Colton Gunn as he makes his debut match here. He did debut officially at NWA Goes to Extreme by saying that he's here to make his own legacy. So we'll see how he managed to progress through the coming months and years as we move into 2027. We'll then go to Spencer Slade and Bishop Dyer. They are back after a couple of weeks off. They have made a deal and they're coming for the NWA World Tag Team Championships as a new unstoppable unit. So Bishop Dyer, a former member of the Disciples of Sin, and Spencer Slade, a former member of the Diamonds in the Rough, are now together as one unit, looking to once again become NWA World Tag Team Champions. And speaking of former NWA World Tag Team Champions, RVD is backstage with Wildcard. He says that losing the tag titles may have been a setback for the two, but he believes in them, and he knows they are the future of the NWA. Again, they're both young men, and they can improve so much more and make it to that main event scene, and RVD believes that they can do this in the near future. He predicts a very big 2027 for these two, so we'll have to wait and see how they progress. After this, we see a match for the NWA National Heavyweight Championship, as Bojack does manage to defeat Trevor Murdoch in an excellent 59 rated match. Again, Bojack getting a 60 here. He is the NWA National Heavyweight Champion after defeating Keith Lee for the championship. He is, again, just like Alec Price and Starboy Charlie, a young star here in the NWA, looking to prove himself in the upper cards. We'll have to wait and see how his 2027 progresses as well. We'll then go backstage to Stephanie McMahon and Kenzie Page. Then Yuka Sakazaki and Lexi Cabrera storm in to Stephanie McMahon's office. They say they are both coming for Kenzie Page after they defeated Taylor Rising, Ashley D'Amboise, at NWA Goes to Extreme. They both want the NWA World Women's Championship. Again, they are all three former NWA World Women's Champions, and they want the championship back. So Kenzie Page has a huge target on her back from two of the best female wrestlers in America today. Then in our main event match of the evening, Chris Brooks and Dozer draw with Punishment Martinez and Ortiz following a double disqualification. Again, Chris Brooks, the current NWA World Heavyweight Champion, did defeat Jordan Devlin at NWA Goes to Extreme. Punishment Martinez did send Devlin to take out Chris Brooks, but unfortunately he wasn't successful. And of course, Dozer and Ortiz, as we saw earlier in the night, are the two men that will face off in the American Dream Gauntlet final at NWA Into the Fire. So again, we'll have to wait and see who will challenge Chris Brooks. Will it be Punishment Martinez, or will someone else step up? But then Chris Brooks and Punishment Martinez do seem like they are a collision course for Into the Fire as they break out into a brawl after their draw. They are forced to be broken up by security as NWA Power goes off the air. So it does seem like these two still have unfinished business with one another as they both collide for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. But we'll finish this first episode and see what rating we get. This first episode does get a 73 rating. It is an absolutely excellent show here. Again, we are hampered by broadcast qualities once again since TNA have fallen back down to small size as mentioned in the Goes to Extreme episode, but we do increase our popularity in 38 regions. So an excellent show here, even with the broadcast quality issues. But now I'll see you in the second episode of NWA Power. So this second taping of NWA Power opens up with another pre-show eye candy match as Brandi Loren and Natalia Markova defeat Promise Braxton and Mandy Leon when Brandi Loren pins Mandy Leon once again. Gets a decent 63. Again, high ratings from Brandi Loren and Natalia Markova, but not bad ratings for Mandy Leon and Promise Braxton. But now we'll start the main show. The main show opens up with Corey Graves hosting a press conference during the week for the finalists of the NWA American Dream Gauntlet. Again, these two will face off at Into the Fire in the final. This press conference did take place during the week, so it was a pre-taped segment. Graves raises the stakes by saying that the match will now be a ladder match in the final of the American Dream Gauntlet. So it will be Dozer against Ortiz in a ladder match. We then go back live as we see Stephanie McMahon in her office with Kenzie Page. She says if both Yuka and Lexi want a shot at Kenzie Page, they're not going to face off with her at the same time. Instead, they'll face off with each other at NWA Into the Fire. So the winner of Yuka Sakazaki against Lexi Cabrera will go on to face Kenzie Page at a later date for the NWA World Women's Championship. So it will be Lexi against Yuka at Into the Fire. We'll then go to our first match of these tapings as Mike Mondo does manage to defeat Keith Lee in about 8.5 minutes. Again, it was a really good defense of the NWA National World Television Championship here. Mike Mondo's fourth defense of the championship, getting a decent 56 rating. We then have Mike Mondo grab a microphone. He is still waiting for Weber Hatfield to join his revolution. He's proved that he's the best, that he's the leader of this revolution by beating Keith Lee, who he calls an outsider, here tonight. He's not an original member of the NWA roster. He is someone that was brought in by the new regime. So he wants to stop these people coming in and original members of the NWA roster to be on top. But we'll have to see if Weber Hatfield returns at any point soon or whether or not he will remain gone. We'll then go to another Colton Gunn match as he manages to defeat Dylan McKay in about 5.5 minutes. Again, it is a really good 60 rated match here. Colton Gunn getting a 53, Dylan McKay getting a 43, but it is another momentum builder for Colton Gunn. He is 2-0 now in the NWA. He is definitely proving his new legacy. A video is then shown. It shows Masha Slamovich in a dark alley. She doesn't say much, but it's been quite a while since we've seen Masha Slamovich here in the NWA, but she makes it very clear that she's coming back very soon. Whether she'll come back alone, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see when she returns. We'll then go backstage to Gucci. They say they're looking forward to seeing who the Southern Six have recruited for their match at NWA Into the Fire. It will be all three members of Gucci, being Breeze, Matt Lee and Robbie E. They will take on the Southern Six, that being Alex Taylor and Silas Mason, and whoever their mystery partner is. But we may find out who their mystery partner is, as they do have a match up next. Their mystery partner is revealed to be Jack Cartwheel, a man that has had his issues with the Gucci stable over the past few months, especially with Breeze, and he has now joined up with the Southern Six to take on Gucci at Into the Fire. And they do have a big win here tonight, as Jack Cartwheel and the Southern Six do defeat Taka Michinoku and the Diamonds in the Rough when Taylor submits Taka Michinoku. Again, it is a really good 57 rated match here. Jack Cartwheel gets a 58, Taylor a 51, Silas Mason a 50, Taka a 53, Plunkett 46 and Westbrook a 34, being the weak link of the match. But it is a good win here for the Southern Six. We'll then go backstage to see Mark Henry storm into the office to confront Corey Graves and Kane. He saw the fact that Graves made the NWA American Dream Gauntlet into a ladder match, and he is sick of Graves changing and making matches at a whim. So he's made his own match for NWA Into the Fire. He has put the regime of Number One and Preston Vance into a tag team championship match. They'll put their titles on the line against not only Wildcard, but also the new team of Bishop Dyer and Spencer Slade in a triple threat tag team match at NWA Into the Fire. We'll then go to our main event of the evening, as Punishment Martinez does defeat Oliver Carter with a South of Heaven. Again, it is a decent 60 rated match. Martinez gets a 70, Oliver Carter a 53, but it is a good win here for Punishment Martinez, who does seem to be on a collision course, as said last week, with Chris Brooks. And speaking of Chris Brooks, he does come out to the ring to go face to face with Punishment Martinez. He wants to go one-on-one with Martinez one last time for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. He wants one more match at NWA Into the Fire, but he wants it in a no DQ, anything goes match, and he will put his NWA World's Heavyweight Championship on the line. So it seems like the main event has been set. It will be one last time. Chris Brooks, Punishment Martinez for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. Again, this show does get a 67. It is quite a bit lower than the other shows we've been having. Again, it is significantly worse because of our broadcast quality, and the main event wasn't exactly the greatest match we've had between Martinez and Oliver Carter. But again, decent rating, does increase popularity in 38 regions, so again, it is still quite good. But now we'll finish these tapings and we'll see how much money we probably have lost and where those popularity gains are. So we'll have a look at our financial report. Again, we only lost $8,000 on this show, which is obviously very good. We made about $24,000, $10,000 in broadcast revenue, $42,000 in workers. But again, only $8,000, I believe, is our lowest loss so far. So again, is very, very good. Soon enough, we will hopefully be moving to a live taping schedule, so we may end up making money on those shows. But now we'll look at our popularity recap, see if we've gained anywhere. And we've gained quite a lot in Canada and quite a lot in the British Isles as well, but no popularity points actually gained in America, Mexico, or Japan. Mainly just Canada and the British Isles. So again, good ratings here and a good amount of popularity growth. But for now, I will finish the episode here. Again, our next episode will be NWA Into the Fire, the final big event of 2026 as we move into 2027, a brand new year in the NWA. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. Make sure to like, share and subscribe. Comment any wrestlers that you want to see or any talent or personalities you want to see in general in this series. Leave them in the comments below and I will see you at NWA Into the Fire.